So welcome back to Denali Guide, where we talk about markets, metals, and making sense of the madness. Today we're diving into the three S's: sentiment, sector, and stock. Three words that can make or break your portfolio. Joining me today is Nick, who's been tracking these three S markets for decades. So Nick, let's jump right in. Are these three S's friends or foes?
Well, since I've been tracking it since 61, I have to say they can be either, depending on how you handle it.
Okay, so you'll hear investors say things couldn't get any worse, or this one's going straight to the moon. That's emotion talking, not evidence, right?
Well, usually it can get worse and does, and if it's so good it's going to the moon, you're partying hard before the cops break the door down. So, yeah, those are emotional extremes.
So more of a gut feeling than grounded data, right?
Well, I would say they are extremes in that it can't get worse. That's emotional despair. Oh, it can't be better. That's euphoria.
Okay, so let's take a look at Mali recently. I don't know what
Mali.
that is. Mali, okay.
In Central Africa.
Okay.
They recently invited the French to take their Central African franc, French money, and leave because they were losing on the exchange rate. And they decided, looking at Captain Traore in Burkina Faso, that they would need to control their mineral wealth. So they basically nationalized most of the companies. You saw Barrick executives get marched off at gunpoint and arrested.
But it's a case where negative sentiment wasn't just talk. It had teeth. It dug right in.
I got a rule right now: when something like that happens, like Captain Traore sparks a revolution, it's time to stay away.
Okay, so that was sentiment. Now the second S is sector. You said before that sector choice can determine 80% of your success. That's a pretty bold claim. Why would you say that?
Well, it's not my claim. It's Jim Cramer, the crazy stock picker on TV, who did a survey, and his takeaway from the survey was 80% of a stock's progress comes from the strength of its sector. So if it's steel, you can't buy U.S. Steel anymore, but you can buy Nucor.
So
if it's energy, maybe coal is getting pummeled, and Peabody Energy is hammered. And then all of a sudden, some politician says, "Coal is good, not bad," and the stock takes off because the sector took off.
Okay. Well, so the sector is like the current you're swimming in.
Yeah, the sector is like the current you're swimming in, right?
Yeah.
And if you're swimming in the wrong sector, you're like a fish trying to go upstream. It's really hard.
Now, one of the things you said was that it's like walking barefoot in Cobra country. That sounds a little scary.
It is scary and oftentimes has a bad result.
Yeah. So your due diligence really should help you along.
Yeah, you should know whether you're in Cobra country or not.
I would think so. So the third S is stock. All right, let's get the last one. Once you've found a solid sector, how do you choose the right company?
Well, let's go to skill, skepticism, sanity, okay? So if the company has a bunch of executives that are doing crazy things, that they're losing market, you stay away from that company, no matter what the sector is. You have to look at management. Management is a deciding function.
So you're looking at capital structure, dilution tendencies, volatility, and who's driving that operation, right?
Yeah, you look at dilution because a company may need access to capital. Well, you have two choices. They can issue more stock, which makes your stock worth less, or they may be loan worthy and a bank or a streaming company may give them a loan based on future earnings.
That's true. And you can't ignore the technical analysis. So it's looking at how the stock behaves, right?
Yeah, if a stock does what it should, goes up, that's fine. If a stock fails to go down on bad news, and it looks like it's getting hammered by outside forces, but the stock gives no ground, that's part of technical analysis.
Okay. So it's not just reading the numbers, though. It's watching how the story unfolds.
You have to. The proof in the pudding is not what the experts are saying. The experts were saying oil's going down, you shouldn't invest in it. And I looked at it, and the oil stocks didn't listen. Apparently, they didn't get that message because they've been going up. So you want to watch what the stock does, not what the people are telling you. Believe your lying eyes.
The footnotes can tell you one story, but the chart behavior tells you something else, right?
Well, you have to know that the bad news is buried in the footnotes. Okay, number one. Number two, if you look at the stock and it looks like it should go up, maybe you should look in the footnotes, because that's where the stuff is buried.
That's where it's buried for sure. So let's close this up a little bit and recap. We've got sentiment, the emotion that needs verification; sector, the tide that carries your investments; and stock, the detailed detective work that separates winners from wishful thinking.
It's called due diligence investigations.
There you go.
It's like the old time police work. You keep turning the rocks over till you find the worms.
So you're not going to crush all three all the time, but
Oh,
don't ignore any of them. That's a rookie mistake, I've heard you say.
Well, look, the song is 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
Right.
All right. If you can get 2 out of 3, you're doing good. 3 out of 3, that's a home run.
Yeah.
And you ignore the sentiment
Stay skeptical.
to make a failure.
Stay observant, and remember, show me, don't tell me. Now, you said that to me more than once.
Well, if the stock is doing good despite all the bad news that's coming out, you got a winner.
Yeah, exactly. So, perfectly said. Friend or foe, maybe both. Depends on whether you're paying attention.
No, failing to pay attention is an invitation to fail.
Yep. So that's it for today's Denali Guides conversation. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's navigating these same 3 investing S's. Until next time, keep your head cool, your charts clean, and your due diligence sharp.
Well, thanks. This is Denali Guide signing off. And remember to keep your stick on the ice.
That's a red-green reference in case some people don't know. I'm Doll, and I'm Nick's wife, partner, best friend, and editor. So you got a glimpse of me there when I did a funny thing in the video, but it's mostly Nick, and Nick is the one who's in charge here. So thank you, Nick, for your time today. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Until next week, take care.
So I'll have to watch the video to find that funny thing.
That funny thing.
Adios, guys.
Yeah, bye for now.